Hello, guys, and welcome back to Transfer Rumors and Transfer News from Leaguescroll. Luka Modric has recently been receiving crazy bids from the Saudi Pro League, and all the bids have backfired as the Croatian international only seeks to extend his stay at Real Madrid until June 2024. The Croatian international and Real Madrid have an agreement in place to add an extra contract extension for him to stay with the Los Blancos until June 2024. And all the other rumors of him trying to join the Saudi Pro League this season have been thwarted. Let's see how his contract extension and agreement will be reached, as they are still in discussion. Luka Modric will stay at Real Madrid until June 2024. Here we go. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Leaguescroll Transfer News. Having all the leagues ended just a couple of weeks ago, and we have another big one as Karim Benzema is out of contract with Real Madrid, and having won considerable trophies and just the recent Ballon d'Or winner, is set to make an agreement with the Saudi League team Al-Ittihad, with negotiations going positive. The recent Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema might be joining his former compatriot Cristiano Ronaldo in the Saudi League, having agreed on contract terms with Al-Ittihad. And out of contract in the Real Madrid, the France international has won many accolades with Real Madrid, having won many Champions League trophies, and just the recent Ballon d'Or winner. The guy has been successful at Real Madrid and will be leaving as he's out of contract with the Los Blancos. Let's see how it goes. Here we go soon. Karim Benzema to Al-Ittihad, contract underway. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Leaguescroll. We are now in the season of transfer news and all the drama that comes with the transfers, and we have a big one today, as Asensio to PSG is a done deal, and here we go, coming soon. Marco Asensio is set to sign with Paris Saint-Germain this summer, and his contract negotiations are in the final stages, having already agreed on the move earlier on during the season. The player will be leaving Los Blancos having achieved all the best accolades that the Los Blancos have done in the couple of years past. He has been one on the score sheet in one of the Champions League finals, and he'll be looking for a new alternative as he joins Paris Saint-Germain, the champions of the Ligue 1, and try to help them in their search for the coveted Champions League trophy. So here we go soon, coming for Asensio as he leaves Real Madrid, going for greener pastures in the Paris Saint-Germain. Let's see how this goes. Hello, guys, and welcome back. With Chelsea underperforming this season, their star player Mason Mount has expressed his interest to join the likes of Manchester United and leave Chelsea just after a recent horrid performance in the club. The guy has had interest from Arsenal, Manchester United, but the guy's preference is to join Manchester United during this summer. Chelsea themselves have valued the midfielder at 80 million euros, and United do not come close to meeting the valuation of the player, with them setting their target for a midfielder costing 40 to 50 million euros. So let's see how Chelsea and United will have their contract negotiation, but the player has made up his mind and has set to join Manchester United and play at the Theatre of Dreams. Let's see how Mason Mount's future goes during the summer, but this one may take a while. And here we go soon for Mason Mount from Chelsea to United. Yes. Another big one, as Messi's future hangs in dilemma with no concrete decision between Laporta and Jorge Messi. The coming hours will decide if there is any possible solution for him joining any new club. Lionel Messi has, however, advanced his decision, and after the recent popular escapade to the Saudi, we can't blink a moment, as there will be no surprise if the World Cup winner ends up playing in the Saudi League. Yeah, maybe he could join Benzema. But anyway, with the holidays just started after finishing a good campaign with Paris Saint-Germain, we'll have to wait and see, because the goat himself has to decide on his future. And with the recent poor performances in the PSG, and which has seen PSG also not get their European glory, and the fans also don't want him. Let's see. So that's now talking about Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid and Dortmund have had a round of talks since Monday, and they seem to have positively advanced the new round of negotiations to acquire the talented Englishman Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid has always been keen on getting the deal done by end of this week. The player has been recently chased by Liverpool, as we know, with Jurgen Klopp, a former Dortmund manager, a great admirer of the midfielder. But with the horrid performances of Liverpool, they have not qualified for Champions League, and that has made it simpler for Los Blancos. So, to be honest, I think we'll be having a here we go soon for Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid, and also with the aging gap in the Real Madrid midfield, they'll be wanting him to join the camp to get Camavinga and the other compatriots going. So here we go soon. The expectation is that Rice will leave West Ham during the summer's transfer window. Nothing has changed between Bayern, Arsenal, and the Hammers at this stage, but it is clear that Arsenal's official bid for Declan Rice will be submitted after the Conference League final. The plan is clear, and West Ham's valuation of the player is about 100 to 120 million pounds. The rest is actually quite open. There is no agreement with any club. Timing will be crucial, especially for the Gunners, who have shown interest, and they prioritize the Englishman to bolster their midfield during this summer transfer window. But let's see, Declan Rice himself has no priority, but he could maybe needing to stay in London, where West Ham are also at, and it could be a good way to just relocate to try new ventures. But let's see how that develops. And it's official, Allister joins Liverpool as we had expected. Here we go. It's a done deal. He joins the Copites after Brighton reached an agreement with Liverpool for a deal less than 40 million pounds. He signs on for a contract until June 2028. And here's what he had to say after he was asked.
Since I won the World Cup, I say that I want to win more trophies, and I think that this club will help me to do that.
That's a beast mentality right there, people. And vamos, Alexis, you'll never walk alone, as the Liverpool guys always say. So, McAllister joins Liverpool, is now a Red, and he might actually be wearing the number 10 jersey that was previously worn by who was that guy? Coutinho, who went to Barcelona. So here, and now people, let's deep dive into the recent Saudi interest in European League players. The big question for me is, how much are these guys willing to spend on them and there? Cause damn, them oil wells aren't running out anytime soon, Greta. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, those are crazy bills, man. Like a retirement package I always see in my dreams. But psych, I'm awake now. So imagine, them man approached Messi and offered him over $300 million a year to join the club. They pay CR7 over $200 million a year. It's all mad. I know Middle East hosted the World Cup and whatnot, but calma. It's not time, relax. Now get this, in a move known as the privatization project, the Saudi Arabian government, through the Public Investment Fund, bought 75% of Saudi Arabia's top 4 clubs, meaning the Saudi state controls the top 4 clubs in the Saudi Pro League And these clubs include Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nasser, Al-Ittihad, Al Ali, and all the other clubs that, including the one that won the 2019-2021 Champions League. Well, maybe that's like, they still have the oil wells in them lands. So, like, what else could they be doing right now? Maybe get the big guys who are veterans in the European League and give them a retirement package. And including the government involved in such materializes this escapade and actually helps them acquire each and every player that they need, who they see is maybe running out of contract in the European market and is getting a bit old, and they need to acquire these guys. So it's also a marketing strategy for these guys, but also, as we have seen recently, Messi followed what he decided and went on to go to the MLS, which is a different story we'll have to talk about, because Inter Miami didn't play a sole part in acquiring Messi. It was the whole MLS side, and I don't know how they are gonna be paying this guy, because he's actually on huge wages, and if each and every MLS side pitched in to get this guy into the league, is he playing for just Inter Miami, or is he an ambassador for the MLS side? So it's a big one. It's one to crack. But let me see. Like, okay, they acquired Benzema. They recently acquired Cristiano Ronaldo after the World Cup. Who else are they gonna get? They're getting Kante. They want Mahrez. They're going for Gundogan. It's all mad. Let's see how it's gonna be anyway. It's all mad, fam. I'm out.
Subscribe.
Hi people, and now it's Friday. UCL final on the horizon this weekend, as Manchester City will be battling for the coveted Champions League trophy with Inter. But that aside, today is the D-Day for the decision making of the future of Manchester United ownership, as earlier this week, Sheikh Jassim made an improved final bid of 6 billion euros in pursuit to total ownership of the franchise. Now, the tricky part is that the Glazers want a stake in control of Manchester United and a partial sale of shares business, right? On the other hand, Jim Ratcliffe of the Ineos company has had a bid to acquire the Red Devils. It's actually early to call, but Manchester United fans, I know the nervousness, the impatience, it's running, but you will have to wait a bit longer. My advice will be belt up, because it's going to be a bumpy ride, and I don't see any decision being reached by the end of today, just as Sheikh Jassim had opted to say earlier this week that he wanted a decision made by the end of Friday. But this is an example of, this is business. You actually can't go to someone who, you want something from someone, and the person is not willing to sell it because he has his own agenda. He has his own requirements for the franchise, and it's a big franchise, not like selling guacamole. It's not like selling guacamole or potatoes. So the guy wants a stake in control of Manchester United and partial sale of shares. And Sheikh Jassim comes in because he has billions and billions of money, and says, by Friday I need a decision because I want to acquire it for this and this amount. But the amount that he's stating does not even reach the total amount that the owner of the franchise in the moment has stipulated to the market. So it's gonna be a tricky one. It's gonna be mad. Let's see how it's gonna be. But yeah, Manchester United fans should belt up, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. It won't be just it's not gonna be like Manchester City. They were acquired a while ago, like a decade ago, and it was easier back then. But things have changed right now, and with the economic downfall and whatnot, it's gonna be a long and tedious process. But if Jim Ratcliffe also gets to acquire it, it's not gonna be bad for us opposite fans. So let's see. All I know is that Manchester United will have a new ownership soon enough. Hi, people, and welcome back to Football Banter, Football Waffle, and straight up facts because you know what it is when I drop them videos. Let's do a marathon countdown of 6 of the greatest things that happened in football during this season 22-23 campaign. And number 6 for me goes to Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, who got their groove back after a 7-year drought of UCL and almost achieving obsolescence. Let's be real. The 2022-23 EPL campaign had many surprises, but no one predicted the Gunners challenging for the EPL trophy. It's actually magical. So yeah, could have won it after 19 seasons in the shadows of the Invincibles since the 2004, imagine. But actually they stumbled during the crunch time and their sore rivals are now treble winners. Manchester City took the baton as the Gunners settled for second and back. And still, yeah, they're back to the Champions League football at the Emirates. They achieved a record high points tally in their pursuit for the coveted trophy with an end of 84 points, created countless memories for players and fans, and seriously, they made personal achievements with their youngest average EPL side. It's mad still, because no one saw this coming. No one predicted it at the beginning of the season that Arsenal could even finish in the top four, maybe challenge for top four. Many people were putting Arsenal aside, saying they could maybe finish in the number 5 again for a second year running. And it's mad because 93% of the season they were top of the table. But at crunch time, they fell off, and Manchester City, with their experience and prowess, they really swept everything. So it's mad. Manchester City took all the glory at the end of the day, and Arsenal are still happy with the Champions League, back in Champions League, and still trusting in the process. And those are the right things at this point in time. And that's my number 6. And number 5 is Lionel Messi, who had collected every stone in Europe at Thanos World. And with his arch nemesis in the Middle East, the Argentine decided a move to the West Coast was nigh, as he joined David Beckham's Inter Miami and finally sealing off the greatest partnership and rivalry football had enjoyed for decades and more, as they went on to quietly rest in small. And number 5 goes to Cristiano Ronaldo, who left Europe for Manchester United to the Saudi Pro League in a funny fashion, as he laid everything in an interview by Piers Morgan on the decay and filth at Carrington and Old Trafford, including the hierarchy. Yeah, this guy threw everything under the bus. Ole wasn't at the wheel. So yeah, he had to do that. He later got benched a lot in the World Cup and decided a move to Al Nassr on a 2-year contract will be great for him. So yeah, that's number 5, Cristiano Ronaldo. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Leaguescroll transfer news. As we all remember, Moises Caicedo had a meltdown during the January transfer window, and he took to social media to force a move to Arsenal, after which he was put on disciplinary leave for 1 game out by the Brighton board. But coming now into the summer window, Arsenal and Chelsea are open to trigger their interest again to acquire the Ecuadorian international, having impressed in the World Cup and has had a good spell with Brighton that has saw them get a Europa League qualification spot at the end of the EPL. The Brighton man has also showed his affection to Real Madrid as a dream club that he'd want to join and win the Champions League. which is every player's dream. But this one is one to watch, and be sure to catch all the updates on Caicedo and many more here on Leaguescroll as they develop. Number 3, Manchester City Magic, as they acquired Erling Haaland from Dortmund for such a reasonable fee, who went on to break records left, right, and center on his first Premier League season. This guy broke Premier League record for most goals scored in a season, hitting 36 goals past opponents. This guy scored a hat-trick after hat-trick on his first Premier League season like it was nothing. Made the Premier League look like the Farmers League. He scored 52 goals in all competitions on his first Premier League season, and to top it all off, he won a treble in his first Premier League season. Well, now he could potentially win the Ballon d'Or on his first Premier League season also. Man, a first of everything, right? A first is really. Number 2, now don't go anywhere, as another citizen and also one of the best managers in football, an icon to many upcoming managers and players all around the world, managed to finally shut rivals and lay all critics to rest when he delivered first Champions League trophy for Manchester City in a quite unique fashion that saw them seal a treble and join Manchester United in the treble debate. What a season it was for Pep and the citizens. Yeah, Pep Guardiola comes in second for his prowess in the 2022-23 season. And finally, if you made it this far, congratulations to you too. So, number 1, one of the greatest footballers, if not the greatest, to grace modern football, an icon to many in the stature of Lionel Andres Messi, eventually laid the critics to rest with an outstanding performance in the greatest international stage of a footballer's career, definitely. And to top it all off, I win in the final of the 2022 Qatari World Cup against the formidable and defending champions France and Kylian Mbappe. What a season, guys, and to many more. Have a nice day and don't forget to drink water. Also, leave a like on this video and comment below. Hello people and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, so like I said, I'll be back, and I'm back with some hot Manchester United news. Who have confirmed Mason Greenwood is included in the retain list. Retain list is a list about of all the players that are still contracted under Manchester United or any other club that has professional players who are still contracted, playing or not playing. And this is good news for Manchester United fans, I'm sure. The guy has had legal battles since 2020. That's 3 years on a row. Yeah, it's tricky, and I think, and the lad gave a glimpse of what he is on about on the field with some major bangers, top bins, edge of the box, you name it. There's one goal that he scored against Brighton and another one against Wolves. Yeah, this guy was on to something. Yeah, and 3 years on the sidelines. That's tricky. Anyway, on this matter, I can't see anything less than that if he was to get back to his Manchester United career, but there's still no outcome on the Manchester United internal investigation. The guy has been battling legal concerns and legal shenanigans. So what he did or allegedly did was kind of big, on legal matters, having all these domestic issues with his partner. But the court itself has already acquitted him of all, has dropped the case. But Manchester United still have their internal investigation, which they still have to do. And I think that is the main case about this. But the guy is still under contract. That is solely why he's on the retained list of Manchester United. A decision will have to be made internally later by the club if he is to maybe stay on his and finish his contract off, or maybe just let him go and get back to his career. I don't know where he'll end up if he gets away from Manchester United. The guy was really talented, don't get me wrong. And if you brush aside his legal battles, which is a part of him, you can't brush aside, but just if you put it aside and put him in any major side, even PSG, this guy will hit and bang goals left, right, and center like it's nothing. He was that talented. Uh, Personally, on legal matters, I have no say. My opinion doesn't matter on his future. So let's all just wait and see what Manchester United internal investigation will come out with. And I think the guy and Manchester United fans, they want him back on the field really, because imagine comparing him to Anthony on the right wing. He'd bench Anthony all day of the week. He used to hit goals left, right, and center. The guy who uses both feet is good. But be sure to catch up on that, you Manchester United fans and all any other fans out there, on Manchester United transfer saga. They are linked to Mason Mount. How is that going? If you want to see Manchester United, will you want to see Manchester United get Mason Mount? Will you want to see Mason Greenwood back on the field? Be sure to catch up on that and more on transfer news, as we are on the transfer news and the transfer window is open. And leave a comment below to see, would you want to see Mason Greenwood back on the field for Manchester United? Let's catch up on the next one. Adios. Hi people, and welcome back to Leaguescroll. So today we'll be heading on to transfer news, and let's get a bit into the new transfer rumors and transfer updates, as the guys are actually in international break and they're getting on to play in the Nations League and all that. So I'll start with Arsenal's transfer rumor that has been there for a while, and Arsenal have made an opening offer to sign Declan Rice from West Ham. Tim Lewis and Karen Brady have held talks at the Premier League annual general meeting, and so with the likes of Arsenal technical director Edu and director of football operations for Arsenal Richard Garlick leading the process of negotiation, this could actually be a good sign for Arsenal fans who have been waiting for this to happen for a while. And before we just get into the pre-season tour, I think getting at least 2 signings in before Arsenal travel to USA and all that, to Germany for their pre-season tour, I think it will be great for the Arsenal side to bolster their confidence and also create time for them to maybe ship out a few other players, and to it's a good process. So, but there's news in, and this is actually perturbing because Man City have entered the conversation and are actually exploring their own approach to get signature of the 24-year-old. So this is just like Man City, pure party poopers. They come in at the opportune time when they don't need this guy. Actually, they have Rodri, they have the likes of Calvin Phillips, hasn't even played a while, but they just want to spoil, giving some, confuse this guy a bit so that he can actually rethink. And if this process actually takes a long while, he will end up staying at West Ham next season, which is actually tricky. But like, how better do City want to be? I don't know how they want. They just won the Champions League. Yeah, they will be favorites to go out there and negotiate prices and negotiate with the players wanting to join their team, because there's progress in the club. But Arsenal are actually showing they are on the up and up, and Man City are feeling some kind of threat. I don't know how they feel this kind of threat, but yeah, you always have to have your back and watch what other teams are doing, and that is exactly what Manchester City are doing. Their midfield actually ain't even aged. The likes of Kevin De Bruyne, maybe he might actually need a few games to rest. He has been injured, playing on injury for a while, even missed crucial moments in the Champions League final, having been exiting the game quite early. And but I think they have still a lot of players who haven't featured in their team. A lot of players. If I try and mention them, it will be another whole segment. So this is what Man City always do. They are hungry and they always constantly want to improve their side, and that is what Arsenal has been doing with this trusting in the process kind of criteria. But I think Arsenal should go in quick and get this done, because they have been chasing this guy for a couple of months now, and to be honest, he will be a great addition to the side. Like, they really have an aging midfield Arsenal compared to Manchester City, with Granit Xhaka actually exiting during this summer. He might be going to Bayern Leverkusen, having had a great season. Don't get me wrong, this season. If I'd have a chance to maybe add a few, a 1 year contract on Granit Xhaka's, I'll do it. I'll do it. But we are getting someone who will be replacing him as a 24-year-old. This is the process that Mikel Arteta and Edu had from the start, getting young guys who will assimilate into the squad. They'll get to know each other for the long run, and this is a side that will actually be one of the best team in the Premier League in a few years to come. So let's see how they are gonna do this. But I want to know, what's your take on this? Like, do you think Arsenal will land the West Ham midfielder? He's just from winning the UEFA Europa Conference League a few weeks ago, and the guy is stoked. He's in the English. He's an English international midfielder. He's a constant guy in the English squad, and he's actually a friend to Bukayo Saka and the likes of Ramsdale. They welcomed him when he came back from his break, having won the UEL. And do you think actually he will sign for Arsenal if Man City are getting into this saga before the preseason tour? Because that will be a great signing before the preseason tour, having that put aside and to focus on maybe the Caicedos. There's also a new hot news about Arsenal trying to get a Chelsea man into the squad. I don't know about that. I don't know what I feel about that. Getting too many Chelsea players into the Arsenal squad is kind of fishy. I don't like it. But Declan Rice, do you think Arsenal will land the West Ham midfielder before the preseason tour? Leave a comment below, leave a like below, and let's catch up on the next one. Adios, muchachos.